Alright, sweet. Hello, and welcome to Nights at the Not So Round Table podcast. My name is Billy Howe. I'm joined today by Schaub and Deloose here, both by the name of Brandon, but we're going to use last names, especially because Brandon Karcheski just joined the table, so he's got the same first name. Anyhow, we've been on a little bit of a hiatus with the podcast. Deloose has been in Japan. We've just all been busy doing stuff, getting everybody ready for the new members to come on and the story in the right place. So the sessions have been a little longer than usual too. Speaking of which, check us out on Twitch at Night at the Not So Round Table, NIGHT at the Not So Round Table, and then Nights at the Not So Round Table is on YouTube. We also have a SoundCloud that the links are in the YouTube descriptions always. Currently, though, the current arc that's going on, everybody's like fucking like like throwing up. Jerry and Jared, every time I look at them, they're like, this is disgusting.
It's a little more of a horror, kind of gross.
Yeah, which is a different speed than what I usually do. I feel like I don't feel like I've ever like tried to tackle like horror and like trying to like invoke fear. Besides knowing Jerry's afraid of spiders and doing that. But other than that, like I haven't. That's what kind of inspired me to do this too. Is like I thought to myself, like, have I done anything to like try to like actually be like, oh shit, invoke some form of like fear or like, oh damn, this is fucked up.
I kind of felt it like when we were doing the Tenebrous stuff, like a little bit, like it was like kind of in the background scaring us.
Right.
But like this stuff's been really cool, where it's like, you know, all the plague doctors and like the grimy kind of feel of it. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So just explain kind of what's going on essentially for you guys, like what your look on it is, like what's going on in the current arc.
So we got to the keep, and while we were there, the was it the dean that told us?
Yes.
Yeah, he told us to you have to go north to this port city, which was, what was the name of it again?
Port Rumenheim?
Yeah, Rumenheim. Yeah. Called it a few different things in the game. To check out some weird kind of disease or something that's been going around, and we get outside the port, and it's kind of like a farm area.
Yeah, Cravendale. Yep.
Yeah, that was the first look, and it was just disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
And we found a couple people inside the homes, and they're all like boiled over and skin like peeling off, the kind of stuff like that, and just gross. And immediately I had to make a Constitution save just interacting with the environment.
Mm-hmm.
But
because it's contagious.
Yeah. And then from there we went into the port city itself, which was just kind of magnified because the population's a little greater.
Mm-hmm.
There's tents with tons of victims inside, all being treated and slowly dying.
Right, because they don't have a cure.
Yeah. And yeah, we noticed none of the magic we have seems to work to protect us against it.
Right. Skip even used like remove curse.
Yeah.
And then he did a lesser restoration, and it like seemed like it more like it helped to a degree, but it almost seemed like it was just slowing everything down as opposed to being rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he also did something with he did his lay on hands thing, the 5 points from that, and that didn't do anything either. Very progressive.
So from that point, we met up with the I don't want to say like prison guard.
Captain?
Yeah, I guess the captain of like the city or the
city,
military or
city
whatever.
guard.
Yeah.
And he kind of gave us the lowdown of what's been happening. Not without a ton of information, because he doesn't know a ton. It's just obvious what we see.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of split up, checked out a few different places to get some more information.
Yeah.
All met back up with each of us getting a different piece of information to help put the puzzle together.
Right.
And
Which I thought was really cool, because I feel like you guys haven't done that in a while, because of just like where you've been. Like you've just kind of been like in this place where it's like, okay, we're in this jungle. We can't just spread out and try to meet somewhere. So it's like, okay, you know, you do this, you do that. And I think Ashley's character, Neris, was the one that was like, so I guess we're splitting up then? And then everyone was like, yep, let's just fucking go do it.
Yeah, it's been kind of cool, like, doing a little bit of detectiving again. Just like, we're slowly kind of piecing little by little things that are going on. So it's been pretty interesting.
Yeah. And like with those, like the little pieces of paper and stuff that everyone's been finding. Yeah. And like, I feel like when you guys get them and like you actually look at them, it's like really nice for me when you're actually like, oh shit, like
it's a real thing.
This is like in my hands. Yeah. And then when Skip had it, he was like, oh shit, like like he was just reading it, and I could see him like, oh fuck. And he's reading it, and he's like they're trying to just cover the entire world in this plague. It's fucked up. I was like, yep, pretty much. That's what the page said. So, okay, this is what I want to talk about. The box.
The box. What's
the box? So essentially, you guys found a crate, 3 feet long by like 1.5 feet wide and 1.5 feet tall. It's got the symbol of what you'd imagine, or like there's just like a symbol on it of like a pool of green liquid. That when you looked at it was like this, or when Skip looked at it further, it was like this kind of glass that was over it with green liquid on the inside, and then a skull that was sitting on top of it, kind of melting away. And you saw this symbol, and the symbol was kind of described to you by these group of people that came in, and they thought could be maybe the start of the plague. But you guys found this box. It's like a normal looking crate, but then it has all these glyphs on the top, and then glyphs on the side, and there's like little bits of scripture in there that Connor used comprehend languages on, and found it pretty much just said, you know, the beginning of the end, release the messenger, things like that. Very like cryptic, like almost heed the warning type of things. For somebody that's looking at it like, okay, well, like this is fucked up, as opposed to somebody who's like looking at it like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna release the messenger, like open it, if that's what it does in your kind of perspective type of thing. So, like for you guys, I don't know what Apex was like saying, but I know you were like, we're not opening this fucking...
I think it was actually like a little bit on the opposite side, or at least at first. I don't know if he changed his tune, but...
Yeah, it was kind of like, he's kind of just curious, a curious individual.
Yeah, right.
Just wants to see shit.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who said to open it and who said not to. Like if you think, if hands went up, who do you think would open it?
It was Ander, Apex, Neris, and Zarvarex, I think.
To open it?
Yeah.
And then it was 4 against 3. But interesting if it went to a vote.
Yeah. So we wouldn't have won. We would have released pestilence on the world.
Now, speaking of Neris and Zarvarex, like what are you guys' like thoughts, kind of opinions, things?
They're a little strange, like interacting with them.
Yeah. Interesting personalities.
Yeah. They, I mean, you can tell that, like, their characters aren't from, like, you know, big cities or anything, just, you know, kind of by the way they interact with others, but it's still pretty interesting to see, I don't know, how they handle different things.
They definitely don't seem like they're from a place with people.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
But it's been cool, you know, getting to know them so far.
For you, do you watched the...
last week?
The last week's session, right?
Yeah.
So I know like a little bit went on with that. Do you like have any idea what their characters are? Like not race-wise. Well, race-wise for her, and then like class-wise for...
No, I saw the dragon thing and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I want to do that!
Yeah. So no idea for her class.
No.
Yeah, that'll reveal itself.
No, I think she was like an elf though.
Elven. Yeah.
Elven, and then he's a dragonborn, some sort of barbarian or fighter. Big axe.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, but you already know everything.
Yeah.
I forgot. Because you were just helping me map their characters and stuff out. I was really glad when they actually like the first session they came here, and I was like, okay, like they're probably going to be a little uncomfortable, like they won't really be fully in it, and they'll just kind of warm up over time. Because the first time we all played together, like first time I met you.
Definitely.
The first time
really
I met
awkward
you.
and
Never met you in my life.
Yeah.
And Chubb was like, "Hey, this is Brandon." I'm like, "Oh, hey, man. How's
yeah.
it going? I'm going to make some weird voices in a second here." And then I knew Jerry, but was like just like barely spoke to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of warmed up over the course of like months.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were here, and I don't know if it's just like their personality or they were excited to play.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like really cool about it too, and like the way that Schaub was, and like I feel like if you were here, it would have even helped even more, just because you guys were very like into the role playing.
Mm-hmm.
So between everybody, everybody was like really into it, like talking, and the session started out after I explained what was going on, and like everyone's sitting at the table. Everybody just started like talking, as opposed to like, okay, well, I'm gonna sit here and just eat and stare at everybody. I'm just like, oh fuck. But no, everybody was like talking, going back and forth, and then I don't know who spoke first. I think it was Brandon. Had his like little deep voice thing going on. It's like very loud and like obnoxious type of thing. And I was like, oh shit, like he's doing a voice. And then she had a little bit of voice, and I was like, you kind of imagine when somebody like first role plays that they're gonna try to be like very nice and like try to like just fit in, and they don't want to step on any toes. She was like right into it, like you've never seen a dragon. And then I was like, oh shit, she's like being sassy. And then she like laughed, and then he's calling Ander a half man, and they're like poking fun. I'm like, holy shit, this is like working out like really well. Like I sat there for 10 minutes just like watching everybody just joke and fuck around back and forth. So it was like really nice for me to see them like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It seems like they're warming up pretty quick. So
yeah, that's nice too. Especially with like this arc. I feel like this arc would not have been as interesting had they been like with the whole butcher thing. Did you watch that on the stream when he fucking kicked the door in and they're like arguing? I'm like, they're just fucking with this guy. The first NPC that they like actually encounter themselves in the world, and they just put this guy in the dirt. Like he already lost his business, could have lost family. Doesn't have business right now, and now he doesn't even have a door. And then there goes his dignity because she's just digging into him.
Yeah. That's funny.
That was wild.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell?
That might, their personalities might come back to bite them at some point, though.
Oh,
to the wrong person. Like, if she was saying stuff like that to, what would be an example? Like the captain of that ship from...
yeah.
From Southbrook.
Yeah.
That, like, military leader or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Harker, maybe?
Yep. If she said some shit like Dr. Harker, too, yeah, that could have been bad.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah. And the thing, too, is, like, I feel like it's really cool. Just the way, like, I see her role-playing is, like, she sees that she has, like, this dragon, so it's almost like a chip on her shoulder. Like, a literal chip. Like, she feels like she can just say whatever she wants, because if anybody tries to fuck with her, this dragon is just going to tear them apart. Mm-hmm. So she kind of, like, wears that like a suit of armor, which is kind of pretty cool to me.
But it'd be interesting to see what happens when that chip is kind of knocked away.
Yeah, not there. Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, shit. Like,
that'd be interesting to see in terms of roleplay.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for... I mean, everybody knows combat is inevitable.
Yeah, I say we really haven't had too much combat yet, but
it's inevitable soon. Yeah. I'm interested to see how it plays out, and it's kind of hard for me. Yeah, hags. I think we had one.
I'm scared of hags.
One hag.
Skyrim makes me so scared of hags.
I remember we went
previous campaign.
I want to say
Eidos.
Yeah, didn't we visit some hag or something?
Yeah,
was that in the?
That was in.
Was she a hag?
She was.
Swamp hag.
Yeah. And she brought him back.
It almost feels like it was like something from Critical Role for a second. I was just thinking back to it. I was like, I don't even remember that. To us, like it feels like a Critical Role thing.
Yeah, no, that was for Eidos.
Mm-hmm.
He came back and was like, he had to. That's when you guys went to. That's why you had to go to the Hells. It's because part of his soul was there.
She told him that.
Yeah, part of his soul was in one of the layers of the 9 Hells, and it was on that layer that Mammon was at.
Unfortunate.
Time. That was just a fucking rough time.
Could have gone worse. Definitely could have gone better.
Could have been Asmodeus or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been deeper. It could have been deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then, like, I mean, I know you don't, but, like, have you had an experience, like, Pathfinder-wise or other D&D-wise with hags?
Not in other games.
No?
Like I said,
Okay.
Skyrim, they're pretty bad.
Yeah.
But not in terms of like role play.
See, because I feel like you guys like are pretty like in the book sometimes at home, probably just like fucking around, flipping through the monster manuals or stuff like that, just like out of
All the
curiosity,
time.
like, oh fuck yeah, I want to look at this.
I watch like
damn, this looks sweet.
like lore videos all the time on
that,
YouTube.
that Mr. Rex guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a ton of shit. Me and Schaub talk about him all the time.
Yeah.
But for me, like when I see those
watch like all
and I think about that, I'm like,
stuff.
okay,
Yeah.
I have to make this my own somehow.
Right.
I rarely ever use a monster like straight out of the book. I'll always like take like the base of it and then just start fucking making shit.
That's
like,
what's
all
great
over
because
the
it's
place.
always like surprises. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
like
this
you
guy
have-
shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
Why is he doing that?
Yeah.
Like, nope,
Yeah.
stop that.
I'm trying to remember what it. There was literally a session that was going on. Jared had like known stats on this monster like previous to us doing anything. I think it might have been like I don't remember what it was. It was either, no, it might have been Brian. But they knew stats of like what it was, and then afterwards they asked me, they're like, "Dude, you know he's not supposed to be able to like do that, right?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "That's like not in the book." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Like I did that on purpose." They're like, "Oh, like, why?" And that's the first time I was like, "So I can like throw you guys off," because I never thought about it like that. Like, you know, maybe you're gonna know, because like if you look at like hags in the book, they have like all sorts of shit, and there's like different variations. There's like night hag, sea hag, there's like all sorts of different ones. So I was like thinking like, fuck, I make my own and try to do like this whole like different twist on it, because I didn't know if you had any prior experience with it, and I know that like people like looking in the books and stuff.
Even if I do know stuff, like I try to bring like my mindset in like, I don't know what to expect here.
Right, because you're
as my character.
Properly, yeah.
Like, and I really, even in the moment, I don't even think about stuff like, okay, they have, I know they have 18 AC or whatever.
You're just trying to figure out how to live,
yeah.
right?
I'm just like, okay, what do we need to do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
And you're like really good with that shit, because you'll like, if you have like I've seen you have notes before, and then you just like won't even pay attention to those notes anymore after like that character dies. Like you just stop because the character you have now doesn't know that information. So it's like you just clean slate, like start over. So as opposed to like someone talking about something, you could like flip through and be like, oh yeah, like I know this. You're like, no fucking clue, because I'd never met him before in my life.
Yeah, I'd like to say I'm pretty good at separating facts and stuff.
For sure.
Like I know, as soon as I saw that finger in that vision, I knew it was a hag or a witch or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like,
I was definitely trying to give off like a very witchy vibe, and like trying to make everybody think like, oh okay, like it's a witch. Because I think Ashley even said like, oh fuck, like this, she's like, oh, it's a witch, and I'm thinking like, yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't a witch. That's what I was worried about.
How about get out? Go on. You're okay. Go on. Yeah, no. When I told Jared like what I was doing, like he walked in the room, and I was like, wait, like stop. He's like, what are you doing in here? And he's like, dude, I think it's like a witch. I'm like, no, stop trying to like, don't come in here and tell me what you think it is, because then I'm like, no, it's not. And I'm like, fuck, Jared, like you can't do that, man. Yeah.
Yeah, Lich would have been real terrifying.
Yeah, no way. See, I've thought about doing a Lich before, and
they're so terrifying.
Yeah, see, the thing to me is like, I feel like that kind of bad guy is very, I don't want to say cliche.
No.
But it's more like I feel like a lot of campaigns probably like big, like BBGs, that guy.
Yeah.
Like, end of it, it's a Lich or something. Vecna.
Yeah.
Vecna was
He's
a Lich. I know that, I think I saw somewhere, I think WebDM might have actually had, I haven't watched any of their series, but I remember them talking about, I can't remember what episode it was, but I think they were talking about, like, one of their big bad guys, and one of the campaigns they had was a Lich, and then I remember another different time they were talking about a Lich, and I was like, okay, I get it. Like, I don't know if you were here, but I told them, like, I already have the big bad guy, like, already mapped out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were here.
You mentioned it
a
few times, I think.
Big bad guy already mapped out. And it's like full circle like type of shit where it's like, oh my god, like what the fuck? Like I sit there and I think about it at work and I'm like, wow. Like it kind of makes me like I have to really pace myself You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like I would have totally knocked out this whole arc in one session if I was not trying to like really make it like last and feel impactful. Because if we would have all like been here for one session and it'd been like, oh, I'm gonna go like over here, and it's like, oh, this piece of paper's here. Oh wow. And then you go to another place. Oh, this is here too. Oh wow, there's something everywhere. And then it's like, oh shit, you're gonna go fight, you know, the big bad guy already. It's like, oh my god. And then you finish it and it's like, shit, we did all that in 4 hours. So it just kind of takes, because I myself, like I'm saying, like I have to really think about that. Like, this is not gonna feel as fun if it's done in, you know,
super quick.
one session, 2 sessions. I think the Yanti arc was like,
It's like
3 or 4. Might have been.
4.
Probably.
I don't know. I personally like. I think it's more fun, like the build up to it, like how we're kind of finding all these clues now, only to lead us to whatever you know we need to do to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like a lot more fun that way, as opposed to, like you said, just, you know, go here, go here, go here,
Right.
fight bad guy.
Yeah, it's very like video game-esque if you do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you just fucking power run through it and
Yeah.
finish it right away.
Yeah.
As opposed to like stopping and
Right.
maybe reading what the
Yeah.
NPC is saying.
Questing and whatnot.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's fucking great. So somebody said today, like, or was that last session? And they're like, "Oh, Schaub, you got another character, Schaub, or something?"
Oh, it was today.
Yeah, it's today, right? And I was thinking, like, oh shit.
I don't remember who said it.
Was it
Probably,
me?
probably Jared. I don't know.
But do you like? God forbid, please.
Oh, I think it wasn't me.
Yeah, it might have been.
I don't remember what.
Somebody said
What
it,
was the
though.
context?
Yeah, I don't remember what the context was. But someone was like, shit, I hope we got new characters. Oh, the wisdom save.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
I
wisdom
was like,
save while
oh,
you were
not
sleeping.
again.
Wisdom save while you were sleeping.
Not again.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
Oh, I think Jared did say the thing about the new character.
what did you think about that? Were you expecting it? Good.
No.
Good.
I was ready.
Yeah.
I think he's possessed. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Spooky.
It's not.
I like when you're like, Skip.
Hello.
Come
Come here.
I don't know what to do.
I don't want to leave him alone, but I also don't want to be alone with him. Did you hear that demon voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
like,
definitely mysterious.
like if you were, like I said, please do your best. Because I'm not being merciful, but I'm not being like out to get you either. So like, if you were to die, do you think you have a character in mind? Same for you, Deloose. Even if like there's another one that you don't want
I've
to like,
had
spoil.
I have like 2 in mind. I've had them in my head for a while, just because like I think since probably what happened with Connor is when I started thinking like, oh shit, we could probably really die.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started making other characters, and I think I have like 1 or 2 ones that are like really solid that I think would actually fit into the story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to reveal too much.
Yeah, you don't have to. If you don't want to.
Oh, they're not like homebrews or anything.
Mm-hmm.
One of them actually isn't. One of them's a warlock, but I think they would fit the role of good, like as heroes really well.
Yeah, they definitely could.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because that's what I was like. Brandon Karczewski actually wanted to play a warlock,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, if you find somewhere to just like make your patron good, if that's what you're doing, or some sort of other thing, that's totally fine to do.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a small itch to do the gunslinger because that was one of my first ideas for the campaign.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But because I want to do like a McCree kind of thing or whatever, I would definitely buy a fake cigar and a hat,
God, you gotta let him do it now.
and it would be in my mouth all the time.
Yeah.
But
That would be sweet.
That'd be great.
I also wanted to play spellcaster because it's been a while.
Yeah.
It has.
Never played a
Like
druid
a-
or anything.
Yeah, like a full
Yeah, full
spellcaster.
one.
I think you
yeah.
had Naran, and that was like your only
Ezekiel.
one. Yeah, but oh yeah, clerics are, I guess.
Technically it was.
I found that this one's like been a good balance because like I haven't missed playing like a spellcaster too much, but like I also get like a taste of right in the front punching bad guys.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a good mix of the two where I don't miss one or the other so much.
Yeah.
And there's that homebrew I wanted to make for Blade Dancer. Because they're like Aurelia from
like
League
a
of
fighter
Legends.
archetype.
Yeah, like someone like with like
That'd be
barely
really
any
cool.
armor or clothes on, and like a few blades, just like backflipping over people and
Right.
bouncing off. It's like 3 different enemies to reach someone else and
Damn, that would actually be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be pretty lit. I've always thought of like what I would play, and I just
What would you play?
there's like a couple of things,
Yeah.
but I'm just not like I don't put way too much thought into it because it's not even like I don't have the desire. Like I would love to be like in your guys' shoes, like in a camp, like a full on campaign. You know what I mean? Like to be able to like play in one.
Uh-huh.
But I just love fucking DMing so much that I just don't really ever put any effort towards trying to find somewhere to like just play in a game or like make one of you guys do it or something like that. Because to me, like I love doing all that work and bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely was thinking like something like extremely. It'd be an extreme. There'd be no in between.
Yeah.
I'd either be like really fucked up or like really really good. Where like I would like stop a party member from doing something like I'd be like a paladin, but like an actual like straight up lawful good paladin. Like I would not let anybody like today with all those people. Like I would have.
Like, well, those are innocent people.
Yeah,
You can't
like,
set them on fire.
Right. Like the second he would have tried to do something, I wouldn't have like. I'm not gonna attack somebody for trying to attack somebody because that just negates the purpose. Like you know, like I would just stand in front and like impose myself in front of where the actual doorway is, and if he blows fire on me, then fuck, he blows fire on me, and I take the damage.
Would have done
people.
4 damage.
I know.
You'd have been fine.
It's more of the intent
I know.
more than anything. When he rolled, I saw his face.
He was so disappointed.
I felt so bad too because he was like, that was like his moment. He was like, I'm gonna do this, and he was like so amped up. I saw him like sit up, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna tell them, and he like said it out loud too. He was like, all right, hold the door, and like said it and like jumped back, and I was like, oh,
it was
fuck.
cool.
I was like, fuck yeah, all right. And then he was like, all right, and then you fucking moved it. He was like, oh fuck. He was like, that's 4 damage. You rolled 2 1s and a 2. It's like, damn, that is awful.
It's okay. That'll scorch civilians.
Yeah, it will.
I wasn't even in the room when that happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you weren't. You walked out. That was sad.
Well, now you know what happened.
And then Connor, I mean, he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
But he fucking just melted the minds of pretty much all those people.
Yeah.
And they're just they're farmers pretty much, and like civilians, like even half the damage pretty much killed most of them.
He's probably afraid of dying again.
Yeah, no, he definitely is.
Yeah.
I could see him like a little worked up about it after he realized that he just killed 15 people.
Right.
But I feel like he's gonna have to try, like somebody's gonna have to like talk to him if it starts to bother him. Be like, look, like,
Right.
you know, it's kind of fucked up to say, but it was either them, you know, or everybody, because you know they're gonna stop us, and then this just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah. It's
So
gonna
like,
spread over the whole thing.
It's like
That's what the thing said.
Fuck, who was that told you guys? Sometimes you have to do bad things for good reasons. Siegfried, yeah. Siegfried and Hawthorne in their little ways, you know. Being able to focus,
see the greater good.
Yeah, almost compartmentalize. And like see the greater good without skewing the greater good too, you know, in a way where it's like
like whatever I do is right because it's for the greater good, like not like that, like
that's lawful
it's
evil
actually
pretty much
for the greater good. Yeah.
That's how like Thukol was.
Yeah
that was
the evil guys aren't evil in their mind,
right. It's all perspective pretty much, which is really cool. That's why I feel like I was thinking of the bad guys in like previous campaigns, and like I don't know if you guys remember Alvax, the Onai or Oni, however you want to say it, the like magical mage guy.
I have a picture on my phone from that combat or whatever in the room.
I remember that.
Yeah,
there's like a stage and you're sitting on the thing.
Yeah, and I was thinking like his thought process compared to like Thukol's thought process, and being like, you know, it was almost like revenge at one point for Thukol, but then it turned into like this thing where, like I said, your vision kind of gets skewed, where he's like, okay, I'm gonna like cleanse the world in elements, but then it's like you're not really thinking too much about it, because then all your people are gone, all those people are gone, there's no more people left. So that's where that kind of evil comes in.
I liked your one description of, I think it might have been your character for the, what was that? I want to say the Reaper. What was his name? The spooky guy in the...
Oh, the Harbinger?
Yeah, Harbinger. He said you seek power to what was it? About seeking power, but you take power away from those that seek to do the same thing or whatever.
Yeah. You seek power, or you destroy those who seek power to protect something along the lines of like, you destroy those who seek power to protect the things they believe in, but you do the same to protect the things you believe in. Yeah, somewhere along those lines.
Straight up attacking me.
I mean, there were 4 broad descriptions. 2 of them were kind of straightforward. I figured that the power one, you guys would kind of, point it towards other people, but I feel like the one about somebody being buried in somebody, or like you.
There's one about wealth.
Yeah, greed could be your undoing, and then love will kill you. The love one was obvious for me, I think, if you guys pay attention to backstories.
Yeah.
And then
I think.
Who do you think it is?
Our resident wizard.
Okay. And then the one about sharing the
or sorcerer.
Yeah, sorcerer seems. I don't want to say it because I think I worded it in a way to where it wouldn't completely do it, but it was pretty much like your emotions or something, like you're discovering them, and at some point they're going to be the undoing of somebody.
Oh, I got that one.
Yeah.
I think I got them all, actually.
Yeah. But I think Jared asked me a couple things too. He's like, that whelp one's got to be me, right? I'm like, I mean,
nail on the head, bud.
Wow, good one, pal. I didn't. It's like that one was just straightforward, and then the love one, and then the power and the other one I felt like were like kind of universal in a way. Yeah, and then were you weren't actually, that was when you left, wasn't it? With the Harbinger?
Yeah, no, I watched that episode.
You watched that episode, but you were like, I don't know.
That's the first week I was gone, I think.
Yeah. I think you may have come back that next week, because you had your graduation that week, I think.
Yeah.
That was the week you had your graduation, I believe. And then the next week we got back into it. It was like you guys going back across the sea. Speaking of which, also, like, when you guys came back from Nasai and went to Ophelia, along the way, you found Simon Grexel, like this human carpenter, pretty much, in like a wreckage. I feel like some people were like really like, okay, this guy is not, like, you were kind of on edge. I feel like Jerry's always on edge though. Like, he really sees everybody as like a potential threat. Like, he was looking at everybody all the time like, no. But then he's also like the first one to be like, okay, like, yeah, we can help you, blah blah blah. But I feel like some people thought he was like a real bad guy. And then you mentioned something to me about asking him to build a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know nobody was gonna bring it up, because I was like, okay, Master Carpenter, Billy just bought this really cool ship model. We should ask him to build us a ship.
he may be more inclined to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think if we're going to be going all around trying to do all these things, we should probably...
That was kind of my idea
probably
with
have
like
a ship and crew.
This map too.
Yeah.
Is like allowing you guys to go to sea more.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a
Because I feel
sea
like
chart.
because I feel like last campaign, I don't know if you guys sailed.
Oh, I think there's some good like it was like stuff on the DMs Guild or something. They just released a whole edition for like sea stuff.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
We might have did it to get to the underwater city. That's about it. That's all
I don't know if we ever did
Oh,
combat,
yeah.
did we?
I don't think so.
I think we might have done one combat, but I don't think it involved other ships or anything. I think it was just on the boat.
Yeah, and the Southwakian or whatever the fuck.
And that was when the whole
Saugen.
time travel happened.
Saugen. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like the only one. And then you guys, like you said, rode out to go to the plane of water.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was when the time travel happened because we were getting
drowned.
Yeah.
Wild.
I love when shit like that happens, though. I really do, because it's like...
Like, well, I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, it's like completely unexpected, but it makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
I guess I'm always just getting in shit. I don't think I'm like bad at the game, but
No,
it's
you're
just
not.
like,
It's just circumstance more than
Yeah.
anything. 90% of the time, it's circumstance.
Mm.
It really is. You just get yourself into some shit, and you don't even mean to.
Like, oh, wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, because it's like you get in these spots where it's like anybody, I feel, would almost do the same thing. Like with the people being dead in the room. Like if people were able to do the things your character is able to do, it would make sense to do those things. You know what I mean? Like prying into the mind and trying to get some sort of information. Like regardless of if you think it's contagious or you might not even think it's contagious and just be like, you know, this is kind of gross, but you know, it's not gonna hurt me, so you go and try to do it.
Yeah, definitely inherently thinks that you might have a little bit of extra protection against stuff like that.
Yeah, right. Which you know you possibly could.
Mm.
You know, sometimes I'm not even sure. I'm just like, you know, it makes sense for you to trying to get sick.
Mm.
Speaking of which, you actually acquired a plague point today, brother.
The plague.
Yeah.
We've got the bubonic plague.
Yeah.
A couple of us do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's Neris, you, Ander, and Zarvarax. All have one plague point on a chart of an unknown number.
How many is
Yeah.
it? Is the last one death?
I definitely was I'm not gonna tell. I mean, I feel like it's kind of obvious the last one's death.
It could be worse.
It could be worse. No, but I kind of mapped it out, inspired by exhaustion in a way, but also thinking like, okay, what is this gonna do over time? No, it was really cool. Like me thinking, because when I told you the other day, I was up to like 5 a.m, just in my room. Like I just was falling asleep, and then woke up and was like, whoa, that would be cool. And then I laid down and I was like, I'll do it tomorrow. And I was like, fuck, what if I forget? And then I got up and I was just like, Kay's like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. Just sitting there typing away like fucking a madman.
That's great.
Uh-huh.
I really liked how the whole thing with Apex happened, and then the party meets a guy who's talking to himself and like freaking out.
Oh, that guy? Yeah,
'cause,
Zilwick.
Brandon, when you started doing that, you know, his eyes got all big and stuff. He was looking at me.
Yeah. I feel like he does that with everything, though. Deloose does that with everything.
Whenever I connect something, I'm like,
he's like looking right at whoever did it. I can't think of I can't have any context right now for an actual time that happened, but you do it all the fucking time, and every time you do it, I think it's hilarious. Every time you do it, like
no way.
we'll be sitting here, and the whole plague thing will be going on, like how I sneezed and joke like a plague point.
Yeah.
Ashley could sneeze, and you'd be like, you
plague.
point at her like, she's got the plague. And then everyone would be like, oh fuck, and they just go along with it, like okay. I mean, I can't think of what else, so why not?
That was
just
in
go.
the game.
Yeah. So, I've been really, really happy with this campaign, though.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like everybody's characters developed really well, and like everybody just like cohesively like came together a lot in this, a lot better than the last one. Where the last one I was kind of explaining, like the way it started was kind of cool, but then the way everyone stayed together was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Because it was like, hey, we all got free. And it's like, hey,
What?
you want to go this way, bud? It's like, sure. We're like best friends now, right? Because we like survived a carriage ride from orcs. And then it just took off from there. But then this was like, in the beginning, you guys were just like learning about each other, built a relationship. And then now it's like, you guys are like your own little family traveling around doing stuff.
A little more organic.
Yes.
Kind of
Yes.
grown together.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like last campaign there were a lot of like RP moments with stuff, like especially with Dalen, like not being able to read and shit like that, and like joking with that. But there's like so much more depth with the characters you guys have now.
100%. Yeah.
Like with Ander, like he's true and true to like just being that.
So
he's
great.
like kind of cocky, but he's terrified
Just
of
says-
everything.
says
Everything, no filter.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of like just how fucking dumb he is sometimes.
It's really good.
No, it is. And then speaking of like characters and depth and stuff, your guys' like thoughts on Skip's decisions and like his emotions recently?
They've been pretty off kilter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know he's like a good guy, and like you're not, held to your alignment by anything specific.
Right.
So like, he's going through a lot. So I mean, it kind of makes sense to me that he's going a little bit off of the rails.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's pretty interesting to see because it's like he was like looking to Aphiel for like guidance, and I don't know if it's just because he wants to go to Southbrook so bad or what, but it seems like he's a little bit like he's kind of getting, I don't want to say more irritated, but more emotional as time goes on.
Right.
And I don't know. I guess we kind of have to figure out why. And
I'm glad it's noticeable that it wasn't just like a.
It definitely
switch
seems like it's been over time.
Yeah,
like he's been,
right.
He's been like, it's not like it's completely off character with the way that it's been going, because like he's been, experiencing more emotions and trying to understand, and I don't think he has a complete handle on it. So I think it's not like it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I think it's something that is organic to Skip because he's never had these emotions before, and he's like, listen, just tell me what I want to know. Like, we're trying to save people here. Don't you understand?
Yeah, and he doesn't have that kind of...
Yeah, okay. Like, whoa, I should probably be a little nicer to this guy.
Yeah. See, that's what I think that... Because I heard these two down here taking shots at him.
Yeah,
and I'm just
but
like,
it's...
man, you guys got to get it. That's why I kind of wish they were here right now to also hear what they were thinking.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's just been, like, him in previous campaigns. Like, just not... Like, with Owen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one time he was like, I'm going to torture this guy. And I was like, slow down a little bit.
And that's what's been so interesting. Like, going from that to, like, organically becoming this character who's a little bit more... I don't want to say violent. What's the... Abrasive.
Yes.
Just, like, a little bit more, like, in your face. But he's still, like, trying to be this good guy.
Yeah.
But it's not in a way that feels, like, completely opposite.
Right. Like, he's not evil in any way. He just doesn't understand almost.
Yeah.
He's like, can't control it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been pretty cool.
I like your explanation there, and because I'm just going off the fact that just knowing Brian a little bit as a person, I could see him just kind of doing something as him and not his character as much, but just putting more of his emotion into it. Like,
Right.
But that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's a hell of a role player.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Like, he's probably one of the top ones at the table for sure.
Yeah.
Which kind of kills me because he like is unable to show up a lot of the times, and like we miss out on a lot of shit. Because me and him, like, when we first developed Skip, we were sitting there for like 2 hours. I'm not even exaggerating. Just like sitting there talking about it and like going back and forth. Like before, like we originally thought we're like, okay, maybe halfway through he dies and has to become this, or da 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 da, and like no, he's gonna start out. And then I was like, dude, like, you should start out, as like really sentient. He's like, yeah. And then if I like started to get emotion over time and like understand things, and it was like very drone like, but then became more human almost, and like I was like, oh fuck, like let's do that. And then me and him mapped out a bunch of stuff, all like how he became a Warforged, all this other stuff. But a lot of the stuff, it was his idea. He's like, look, like I actually don't want to know a lot about my backstory.
That's really
cool. And I was like, are you being lazy? Or I was like, you being lazy, or do you really not want to know? And he's like,
a little bit of both.
Both? He's like, look, I just can't think right now. Like, I don't want to type up a bunch of stuff and then kind of feel like that's it. And then I was like, oh, okay, well then I'll just...
I think that's like a really cool concept because like when you find out like backstory stuff that's just so much more immersive.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you're like, okay, whoa, that's about me.
Yeah, right.
So
for
cool.
sure.
So cool to learn these things that I didn't know about my character.
Yeah, Jared with Ander, like his first encounter with any backstory stuff was when they were in Nasai, and he came across the pirate crew and stuff. Yeah, he was like that. Like I could just tell that he was like, oh shit, this is like pretty cool. Like because this is actually having to do with me now, and he's been really cool about not like stepping on toes and stuff and being like, where's my shit? When's my shit gonna happen? He's just like, my shit could pop up at any time, guys, so just be ready. And then 2 sessions later, shit pops up. I'm like, yep, that's how that goes. And then with Skip, like I feel like somebody has to tell him like, okay, like you just back up for a second, you know, like you're a little bit of a hothead right now or something like earlier with that's why I kind of want to talk about this. Like when he picked up the gnome and like slammed him up against the wall, and, like actually had the sword to him. Like even like Neris was like chill out, guy. Calm down. Yeah.
He's a librarian.
Yeah. He's not trying to kill us.
Yeah. So I think that's another one of those things. Like he doesn't know how to. Like he's like, all right, this should be simple. We just want to know this information.
Right.
Tell us.
Mm-hmm. No, me and him have been like talking about. I'm telling him like. I mean, I told him straight up, like just be more emotional.
Yeah.
You know, even if like, I even told him like just be yourself.
Yeah.
Like I'm not being mean, Brian, but you know, past characters like when it came to your paladin, he just wasn't like it fit a lot better with Bellaman because you know you didn't have this constriction of how you had to really play. Which to me, alignment is something I usually use more for like ability reasons, like for detect good and evil or shit like that, and just like maybe even using items, like you have to have a good alignment in order to even have the item with you or something like that. But for the most part, like I'm not too worried about him being lawful good and like losing his deity. Like obviously if he did something extremely harsh, then it's going to be a little more difficult for him to actually use his abilities. I think I actually did that with him with Owen last campaign, where like he was just having a hard time like casting spells or something. Like he had to actually make a spellcasting check or like a religion check before he could even do it, and that's why Owen like actually left, is to like seek penance, or is it penance? Is that right? Or repent, however you want to say it. I can't think of the term right now. But like
pretty sure penance is right.
Penance is right. I think. I hope so.
Yeah.
And he was like, kind of like, well, I don't know, like, trying to just be himself. Like, I'm like, dude, like, just be yourself. You're Skip's all over the place right now. Just roll with it. He's like, okay, fine with me.
I'd say the only thing that I found a little, like, I don't want to say like out of his character, was the skull thing where he just
ripped it off the head. Yeah.
I don't know if that would necessarily be outside his character, because I think like he doesn't know that he might have been a human at one point, so he doesn't know it's not acceptable to yank a skull from a spine.
Very true. No,
So
I totally agree.
It's like it's something that, you know, he doesn't have any attachment to, so he's just like, oh, I need this because we need to save all these people.
Yeah.
But I think it's also like that could have been something that's a little bit questionable in terms of like.
Yeah, I definitely think if somebody from like the party would have saw it, aside from Apex, like they would have been like, whoa, like that's fucked up. But you're just like, hey, let's, I'm trying to help out. I haven't done anything yet, so maybe I could do this. And
right.
Is that like, I have to really ask this though, like the things that happen when you use that ability, does that seem like what you had in mind in a way? Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like plugging in a USB and downloading the information off the
the brain.
Yeah, the brain.
And I really like your like take on it, as opposed to like you being like, yeah, I saw this guy, get this green finger pointed at him and he got knocked out. You're like, no, like that happened to me. you know, like I got thrown into town and I got grabbed up, blah blah blah. Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Did you already like have in mind with the ability that you were gonna have it feel like you, or was it like more like
Not really.
No.
It just happened.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of better. So it's like not planned out.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of occurs.
I feel like you could have did the mystery background for what's happening with his background, but
For Apex?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess I had my own idea for it. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For sure. We don't want to say too much though. He's just like
Feels like a mystery.
What's going on? What's going on again?
I was actually thinking, like, while we were sitting there today, like, Apex has, like, I think the dream definitely put a lot more in perspective for, like, Moldrak and Skip. Like, as before, like, just in my opinion, like, if I was, like, in that spot, like, they see you as this just kind of unknown entity, like, of your abilities and stuff. Like, they just don't know what you are. They know you're human. You're very nice, you know, joking, witty. You're always like up and go lucky, and then for them to like see you kind of like freak out and, you know, be almost like afraid in a way, if that's what you would, you know, call it. Kind of was like, oh shit, like there's actually kind of something going on here. Mm-hmm. As before, it was like, you know, you were told to come with us, so come on. Mm-hmm. And then he was wandering around, and you're like, you know, somebody go with him.
Make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
And he's kind of crazy right now.
Right.
Hope you enjoyed that. I've never really done anything like kind of like that. I don't think role play wise.
That was cool.
I tried like hard emotion kind of stuff.
Yeah. No, I love that shit. With Gorak, that's the first time I've ever cried.
Yeah.
Playing. Like me and Brian looked at each other. Brian's fucking like. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on, dude? I'm like, he's had this guy for like 3 months.
Shoot.
And everybody went. I felt so bad for Ashley because I didn't even think about it. She's got a white dragon, and Gorak was like, find this white dragon in these mountains, kill it, like avenge my people. And then Brian was like, remember what Gorak said about a white dragon? Yeah. And he was just joking, and I'm like, I looked at him like, don't do that. Because I thought Ashley was gonna just make Wraith appear and just eat him or something dumb. So I was just like. I was like, Brian, put that away. Stop.
Yeah, I wish we had that early stuff recorded.
Yeah, me too.
I just want to watch that again. No.
I know. Yeah. I had like a couple episodes on the computer, but they're like not the greatest. Like you just really can't hear a lot or like comprehend like anything, and it's all like really splicey and like laggy and delayed for some reason.
Heck, I mean, even if it, like you said, you couldn't hear, but even if it was just the audio, that'd be cool.
Yeah. What are you gonna do, right?
What can you do?
Yeah. And then, shit. I really hope that everything works out and they can like stay around.
Yeah.
Because I actually like having them at the table.
Yeah, it's been really cool so far.
I don't know if it's just like the amount of people. I feel like everyone's got to try to, now that there's a lot more people at the table, like try to really focus on who's talking. Because I feel like we've had a couple of moments where it's like people kind of talking over each other without even realizing it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't like bother me too much, but I feel like it might be like really fucky with the mic audio and stuff.
Yeah.
There's like sometimes like when there's like I was gonna talk to Ander while you guys were doing it because it's like me and him are by ourselves out front and everyone else is doing their thing inside. Mm-hmm. So I was gonna like just talk to Ander, but I didn't want to like pull away from everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of like I feel like for you guys probably just trying to like recognize moments where it's like kind of just like I'm gonna really quick just like talk to Ander or something, even if it's like a little bullshit thing. And then just try to find some way to actually see where it's like there's an obvious close of the conversation. Where it's like, alright, just keep watch, I guess, continue, and then you're like, okay, and then I walk outside a little more or something. It's like, okay. And comes right back to where it is. So it's just kind of like, I can't really like be like all over like, okay, wait, you guys stop for a second, go ahead. It's like, oh wait, nope, time out, over here. So it's kind of just like, not stepping on everyone's toes like you were saying, like you didn't want to just like pull away from everything, but just being like, okay, like slide in when you can and not trying to talk over one another. When, like, you guys were, like, legit, like, back and forth, like, we're not opening the box. We're going to open the box. Well, if we open the box, and then Jerry's like, it says release the messenger, and everyone's talking at the same time.
Yeah.
And then Skip's like, I'm just going to smack it. And I was like, okay. And I was like, everybody goes quiet because this flout fucking doof, ends up on his ass.
I thought he died. I was like, oh.
I was expecting him to get back up that quick.
Yeah.
He's a hardy boy.
Yeah.
I think it's great that anytime, like, something happens, like the wisdom save. Like, oh, fuck, he's dead.
He's dead.
Yep.
He's dead.
The
Billy's
box
killing us every
smacks
time.
it. Everyone's just looking like, fuck, Skip's dead.
Yeah.
I love that you guys know that I'm really not afraid sometimes to just drop you to 0 hit points.
Yeah. Like with the poison in me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Straight to 0. Yep.
Slumped.
Slumped.
Yeah.
I was wondering, talked about this earlier. For you, who are you most excited to see have their story unravel, like, completely?
Completely?
Obviously, you know everyone's story.
Right.
Like, you excited to have everyone else see. And
If I would say it's a little bit of a tie for different reasons, right? So, the stuff that I have planned for Skip is like, Skip's probably number 1. Skip is number 1 for sure. Like, when that stuff started, like, really unravels and everything, like, I feel like everyone is gonna actually, like, it's not even gonna be their arc, but they're gonna be like, wow,
Yeah.
like, that was
I'm excited for it myself.
so interesting.
Yeah.
And then with
that's why it's so like hard, because like every time we get sidetracked, I'm like, oh, we're getting further away from it.
Yeah,
oh,
right,
we got to do something else now.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the only time like it's even going to be appropriate to do that is like, oh, we're in Southbrook for a reason, so we might as well do this. And then another one would be Ander.
Yeah.
Just because like me and Jared also like talk about that stuff all the time, and we don't like alter things, but we just get more in depth with some stuff at moments. And I have like so much planned for like combat things, and you know, there's ships and stuff, and the pirates and all sorts of other crazy shit going on, and I just think it's gonna be really cool. And him like finally seeing his brother, you know, like I feel like that was gonna be really cool. Hopefully he's right. And you see, this is what I like love doing as a DM, and this, if any DMs are listening to this, hopefully. But anyhow, like I love as a DM sitting there and thinking to myself like, like what would these people be doing right now? Like I obviously don't do it for everybody, but every now and then I just kind of think to myself like, where would Sandon, being Anders' brother, like where would he be right now? Like what would they be doing? And that's kind of like, I got really lucky with Siegfried, like you guys going to Nasai, because I was just thinking about him because of Hawthorne and everything, and I was like, oh, okay, so I'll, what the fuck is Siegfried be doing right now? I was like, would he be in, Ophelia at the Keep again?
In a secret assassin organization.
No, he probably would have got roped back into the same kind of shit he was doing before. And then that was really cool for me too, when everybody saw him, and I could actually explain like really all of his tattoos that he had, the tattoos that I had on him like way before. There was like a moment where somebody was like talking about going to his office at the Keep, and I was like, okay, they're gonna see these tattoos, and they're like, actually, fuck, I'll just do it tomorrow. And it was like the day before he was leaving or something, so I was like, fuck. And sometimes I do like to like skew things and change them a little bit if I feel like it fits the narrative better, but for the most part I really try to stick to like what I feel would be most like relevant and actually like plausible and real, just not just to like appease somebody, but I feel like that would just ruin it entirely if I just satisfied everyone.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm just really excited to have my story shown and people see what it's about and everything. Yeah. And so I just imagine you have 7 other characters to, 7 character stories and.
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't got theirs fully, but I know the concept of them, and it's really cool. Ashley's is pretty cool too. It's definitely different, and it wasn't like what I was expecting from her in a way, but it's still a pretty cool concept.
I thought I'd imagine she'd have something really cool because she's like a writer, but
Yeah, hers is pretty cool.
Mm.
Like I said, the context of it to me is just a little strange, but I'm not one to tell somebody no on things. It makes sense. It's plausible, so go for it, and we'll see what happens with it. And then his is, I mean, he just drops backstory stuff every session, and I love it because he's just so open with all of it. Saying like, he left Ezeron because everybody's so proper and he just didn't fit in.
All the way back.
Went to the tundra, was trying to get here, but then got attacked by pirates and ended up on the tundra and all this other stuff. I'm like, somebody could literally just be like, dude, tell me everything, and he would just, well, this happened, and then this happened, and this happened.
Dude, the tundra, something there.
There's also 2 other backstories in the world that or I don't know if they were fully fleshed out, but 2 other stories roaming around that still need to figure out.
For who?
Finn and Orm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Orm's got revealed quite a bit, I feel like, but it didn't get resolved.
Mm-hmm.
Finn has a lot of stuff. I'm hoping Devin, even if it's for 1 session, makes a comeback. Just does something. I have something pretty cool planned for that too, but I'm just gonna have to get in touch with him and figure all that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I miss him playing, but at the same time, like, I get he's got shit going on and whatnot, and he just really didn't have his heart in it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, what am I gonna do about it? That's that. Ooh. Random one here. If you could make a spell, like any level spell.
Oh, any level?
It'd be like 7th or 8th, and it'd be Mordekaiser's new alt from League of Legends, where you bring someone into a pocket dimension and fight them.
Why I asked. Did you hear about that ability this guy has?
No.
Yeah, explain it.
Yeah, it's Mordekaiser's rework, and you target someone, and then like the map around them becomes all grayed out, and there's like an arena around them, and like they're not on the map anymore. There's no other champions or whatever, and they just fight. And if Mordekaiser kills him, they get all his stats while the person's dead. The person can't leave until like the timer's up, or if he whoever wins the fight.
Could you imagine doing that in D&D? I would literally make a piece of terrain just for that.
We kind of did that before with the
with the fucking gate spell inside of the fucking sanctum. Pretty much.
Did that.
Yeah. Yeah, but being able to just like in the middle of
that'd be like kind of almost like a banishment spell, but you and the person both go to a dimension.
See, now I really hate to do this to you, Schaub, but I feel like that would have been really cool for Shadow.
Yeah,
that would have been so sweet. But then it kind of gets rid of your sneak attack.
Yeah, it makes it a lot awkward as a rogue. But
it's
cool as the Shadow thing.
Yes.
That's actually interesting. I have another one that's like kind of like a roguelike spell. It's like I don't know. It's similar to this one in this like Skyrim magic mod. It's called Ghost Walk, and basically you just become ethereal and you can walk forward for like X amount of time, and then you just blink back into your body.
Oh, shit.
So like you have like an ethereal version of yourself that's like completely undetected, and it moves forward, and then it just blinks back to you.
Damn. So then like something with like True Vision would probably be able to see you.
Yeah.
Ethereal plane, but other than that, like normal people just.
But like you can use it for scouting, so I can't imagine it'd be too high level. Maybe like somewhere between 2nd and 5th. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think something like that would be really cool for, especially like stealth-like characters or even non-stealth-like characters to help them be stealthy.
Right.
Yeah, we don't really have a real stealth person anymore.
No.
That's one of the.
I think the highest,
one of my other character ideas, but
highest,
I don't know if it would fit into this campaign.
It's possible Apex could be a little sneaky now.
Oh.
And
okay.
I think Anders the highest dex in the group now.
Yeah. Mm.
I think it might be Ander Neris Connor or Ander Connor Neris.
I think Neris had split. She didn't go like all in on one stat. She has her spellcasting in that she wanted to have points in, so she kind of like split it a little bit.
Yeah. Her charisma's high, which is pretty cool. Like she's like that, because it would have.
She has high charisma and like low intelligence and wisdom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which makes a lot of sense for the role playing thing.
She's affected by the plague.
Right. There goes your fucking charisma stat.
Yeah.
I've already made a bunch of spells, so I really don't.
If you could make another spell.
I was actually thinking of like a ton. One that I was like really thinking about was for the shaman actually, and was like almost like this. God, it's kind of hard to explain, but essentially like you're able to. It's a concentration.
Okay, which is it for all of them? For one subclass?
It'd probably be like the totem, if anything. But essentially, you're just like funneling a bunch of elemental magic, and then at any time you can just like change the damage. And then I couldn't figure out though if I was gonna do like, because I was thinking like just a totem of elements, right? And then it's got like. You know, water, lightning, fire, earth, all sorts of shit in it. So like you could change it from, you know, shooting a bunch of like rock pellets out at stuff to just like firing out lightning bolts or like a flamethrower type of thing. But that was just like a really weird kind of concept because I was just trying to mess around with stuff because there's like, even though you like make spells different, there's still just like a very, very strict like way that they're kind of laid out, you know?
Yeah, that's like on that topic, like the D&D lore videos, there's a lot of stuff about like stuff above 9th level magic, and it's like the lore for that's like really interesting.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about that too. Yeah. I actually had one of like that's how Horizon was in the sky. Was that what the fuck that one is? I can't think of it. It was like Move Mountains or some shit.
Yeah.
It might have even been a Mordenkainen's Moon Mountains or Maximilian's or some shit like that.
Yeah.
With the mountain spell where it just like kind of floats it in the air.
The highest is what, the 12th level spell that guy used to become a god?
Yeah.
Temporarily?
Yeah. And then by doing that, fucked everything.
Yeah. Because like
she was keeping the balance.
Yeah, she kept the magic in the world, and then he came and didn't know how to do it or whatever, and all magic just ceased in the world.
Yeah. See, also inspired like Gillian himself. But he just straight up became a god because he was just like above everyone else. I think that kind of sounds like arrogant, but I mean he was just like superiorly and like intelligent to like so many people, and then started like discovering magic and all of the ley lines and shit in it. And then I'm really cool, like not I'm really cool by the way, but I thought it was really cool with this, with you and kind of. Hearing about Primarius Elementus, the kind of guy like that is assumed to have like just created Zaxria, like all the elements and shit.
Yeah, it was like a different take than what we'd been told in our classes and stuff. So it was like okay, now I'm curious. Like, kind of want to find more out about this.
Right. Hey, I hope you don't mind. I did a role play for you.
Yeah, it was great.
In the
combat.
combat.
You saw it where you put the guy in the fire.
Yeah.
I was like, think about it. Yeah. I was like, he's not gonna mind. He probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
No, it was really cool.
Yeah, no, good stuff.
And there's a lot of shit that's like hard for me to like. I wouldn't say hard for me to, but I like so much shit goes on, and there's like so much stuff behind the scenes that I know about. But I feel like it's natural for a DM. But I also feel like there's some things where if you were really, really paying attention, like you would notice. But then I'm also on the fence of like, is that my fault for not making it more obvious, or is it just not
more attention?
Right? Should they be paying more attention is the thing. But I feel like there's just so much going on that it's hard to like pick up on little shit like that. But like it goes all the way back from like something Connor found in the keep to you talking to the guy like. There was like a connection there, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is pretty cool for me," but nobody else is sharing the moment. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. How many times have us as players like done something that you've been like really proud of that you figured out or something, or like?
Fuck.
One or two.
Like you've just been like, we're like so happy for us that we solved this problem or did this thing.
It's more. It's not even like problem things. It's like a lot of role playing stuff where I'm just like, I'm like, wow, like I can't, like this is shit that I can't set up. Like you guys are just fucking. You guys are great. Like we're not voice actors. We don't fucking, practice this stuff regularly or do it for a job. But there's some things that happen and I'm like, holy shit, like. This could be in a fucking movie. Like, you guys are fucking great with this stuff. Or just, like, interactions between each other and stuff. Like, even, like, little stuff about, like being on the ship and you talking to Connor, just that little moment you guys had like under the star, like talking about everything and
didn't see
all of that. Yeah, but you had no idea it happened.
No,
yeah, but you guys just discussing everything. It's like really cool. I know that there have been some things before, like way before when Mike was playing, and I set up that like riddle with all the crypts and it like spells out evil and shit. He literally solved it in less than a minute, and I was just like, hey, fuck this guy. Like I spent a half hour trying to figure out how to do this, and this motherfucker solved it in less than a minute with a 8 intelligence character. I wouldn't say proud, but I was impressed. I was like, yeah, I mean, it wasn't that obvious, but
I don't like two mile horn or anything, but the fucking the poison that was on Connor, and Ezekiel cured it, and you were like,
wait,
it was like, hey Connor, how you doing? Greater restoration. You all right? You're like fuck you.
Wait. Oh, wait,
not Connor.
Yeah,
Dalen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to actually think of moments because I know there are some. Like you guys, just like your thought process for a lot of stuff. Like I learned from last campaign that I can't plan for any of it, you know? Like, and I feel like that's just a very normal thing for a DM. Like you just can't plan for it. Like even though I know how you guys think, I know that I can't keep up with it. Like, cause there's 8 different minds thinking of all sorts of different things, and then all of your ideas collaborate into one that become a plan. And it's like, it would be impossible for me to actually know exactly what you're going to do and then try to do it. But when I am, like, prepared and know that stuff, and then you guys just kind of go along with it, it's not, like, proud, but it's like, okay, shit's, like, just working out very, very well. I did like the way that you guys, like, ended up getting all of the stones in the last campaign. Ezekiel with, when you did the, like, I'll never forget when you rolled those, like, double,
Divine Inspiration.
Yeah, that shit was just nuts. I'll never forget those. Just fucking, pulled the fucking top off of the temple and just slammed a hammer down on Thukol. I'll be straight up with you guys, you probably would have been in a lot worse spot if that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, somebody may have died. For sure.
Somebody did.
Yeah. Well, like during that fight. Like really, really been just done. I know Bellman died before that and you guys made a statue and stuff, but somebody definitely was going to go down.
Zobus almost died.
Yeah, Zobus got close.
Yeah.
I don't think he really did much of that fight. Besides that.
Good thing we saved him and not Bellman.
Yeah. And I'm trying to. I've got like a book with like not just encounter. They're like combat ideas, and I've set some of them up, kind of almost how like a World of Warcraft boss is. Like you can't just like kill something. Like
right.
there's mechanics going on inside of it, so it's not just like normal. Like okay, let's just roll some dice and try to kill each other.
Thing.
Yeah, I tried to do something with that, but that was cool. That's definitely a pretty proud moment. Yeah. That was really cool.
Sick.
Yeah. Less proud that you guys didn't take an egg, but what are you gonna do?
Alright.
I bought a fucking T-Rex mini. I thought you guys would be like, shit, we could have one of those and just like, boop. But then I was thinking like, okay, Moldrek's not gonna be cool with just doing that, so it made sense. And that's things too, like where there's like moments where I don't think about how you guys would be.
Yeah.
But you do it anyways, and you're like really good, like role playing wise. So it makes me proud that you guys think of things more than I do. Because for me, I was like, oh, they're fucking taking an egg, and that's that.
Yeah.
Making scrambled eggs with one of them, and hatching the other one.
Oh fuck, that's fucking great. Oh man. All right, before we wrap this up, expectations for like what's coming up.
Crazy shit. Witches are hags are dangerous.
I think someone's gonna get like real sick.
Yeah.
somebody might get really sick. I don't know. I'm just really worried about the hags. I think they got something up their sleeve. I don't think they're just a coven of hags and spellcasters. I think they got...
Not just like that. Oh, we're a coven of evil hags. No, we're here to kill.
They have their all-seeing eye or whatever it is.
I mean, they instantly knew when that page appeared.
Right. And then, I don't know.
So they might be watching us. Like.
Well, that's why I'm so hesitant to take the box out, because it's in a spot where they hopefully can't find it right now.
Right.
So that, and I put the page in there too. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes, but
yeah,
I'm hoping it's keeping it out of their sight, at least for now.
Mm-hmm.
If we have to fight a bunch of hags, it'd be a hard fight probably. We haven't fought a real spellcaster this campaign.
No.
Tenebrous barely was.
Yeah.
That's probably the closest thing to it was Tenebrous.
Yeah.
And that was just
his rays and stuff.
Yeah. And then the shadow shit.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of experience in that kind of fighting as a group.
Just a group in general.
We're gonna have to count on the knowledge of our spellcasters.
Yeah. I don't even know if he knows counterspell or anything like that.
Yeah.
You might not. I don't even know if that's a sorcerer thing or not.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I thought it was wizards and bards.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is or not.
No.
Yeah, that's probably something I should look into.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
we fucking.
But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I'm nervous. Scared to fight hags. As big and bad as my character is, I think they, are a force to be reckoned with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're doing all this. They created a plague, so.
I anticipate Apex information might be coming out more and more because to what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely been playing for it more because I feel like it's from just what we've discussed that it just makes sense for it to be kind of more obvious at times because it's almost like a thing that you just really can't keep at bay, whether it be abilities or otherwise. Like it's just something that is either very visible or noticeable or easy to be found out, if you could say it like that.
Yeah,
Killing people in his eye.
Yeah, definitely looks a little more like, I don't want to say depressed, but he's just not as happy.
Tired, worn, sunken in eyes.
He didn't go and
restless.
greet the kid in the store.
Yeah.
Or,
Then just, oh hey, the Maybachs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adventuring wears you down.
Mm-hmm. Hinders the soul. Dampens it.
Not for the faint of heart.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to think of... I mean, I could have gone today for another 3 hours because I already have everything mapped out because I was up all night doing it the one night. But there's some stuff that I think I'm going to go back and tweak and just, make...
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to end there.
No. Yeah, I kind of wanted to... My bad. Kind of wanted to, shut it down a little bit just because I could see that a couple people were tired and it was getting a little warm. And I was just like, all right, this is not a terrible place to end it, so we're just going to pick it up here and let everybody kind of stew on everything that was going on, because I feel like a lot of information was being thrown at everybody. We found... You guys did find a lot of shit today, but that was just part of the nature of what you were doing. It was we're going to go and search all over the place, the library, and then ended up finding the guy and the page underneath the bed and the crumpled up ledger. So made sense. Made sense.
Yeah, no, I think it was fine.
Any ideas, into who Gragda is, at all, aside from being a god? Because that's all your character gleaned from it.
Could be the head hag.
Yeah, that. Some sort of witch, or spellcaster, or somebody who's trying to become some voice for her, or become her, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Hey, Greg does the lich.
Yeah. I didn't.
And the hags are doing their bidding.
Yeah. I don't know yet.
Yeah. I was just curious because
some sort of somebody trying to be an idol for Gragda.
Would have been a lot more into who Gragda is had
God of Pestilence.
good religion roles been rolled.
Yeah.
That pesky Gragda.
Gragda.
That was the most Australian. That was the heaviest accent you ever had when you said that.
Gragda.
Gragda. It's Gragda from down under. Gragda.
This whole I don't know if you could really say because you haven't really played the game or like you know a little bit about Warhammer, but this whole vibe just give me Skaven vibes, like the pustules and the sickness and.
Dude, you should play it. It's the exact vibe I'm getting. Yeah.
Like I could just see us as the dwarf and the elf and everything just going through this town.
Yeah.
Hacking people as they're coming at us.
Yeah, it's
like right out of the game. It could be.
Jeez.
It's cool.
Yeah. That's weird that happens. It kind of makes me feel not creative though sometimes because it's like I don't see that stuff, but then it happens and I'm thinking like, wow, this is pretty cool. This is like unique. And then Jared's like, dude, like I just saw something like that. Blah blah blah. I'm like, fuck, man. Thought I had it.
Did I actually see this somewhere?
And then I think that to myself. I'm like,
Right.
fuck, did I come across this too?
So much content in the world. It's like impossible to be like super truly original.
Yeah, no, for sure. I know. That's like a big thing I get over all the time. It's like I've come to the realization that I just can't. I'm not saying can't, but it's going to be unique and creative because it's like your own spin on it. But it's just there's some root of it that's just already been done. You know, like just D&D campaigns in general. There's a lot of fantasy cliches in them all the time.
It's like there's a lot of tropes that are just easy to fall into and easy to follow, and they don't confuse people and it makes sense.
Right.
I still get thrown for a curveball every week, so
Thank God.
I'm good with it.
Good.
I still know what's going on.
Yeah.
So.
That makes me happy. See, now here's the thing. Do you not? This is for me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not know what's going on because I'm not portraying it well, or do you not know what's going on because it's just like, you know, like a brief idea, but you're just kept in the dark from a lot? You're not gonna hurt my feelings.
No, it's definitely the everything's just mystery. Mysterious.
Okay, good.
Like I know what's like going on, like
right.
It's like
No, I mean that's how
I don't
feel
know
about
everything that's going on, which means I don't know what's going on.
Right.
And that's what I was talking about. Like it's so like mysterious and like it feels really good that we're kind of getting we got a little bit of information about the hags here. We got a little bit of information here, and we're like slowly creating a picture of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's like really organic in terms of how we're learning about and trying to stop this coven.
Okay.
Just like some sort of like show or movie. There's enough mystery to just keep you wanting to come back.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah, because a lot of times I feel like just everybody gets like even with Brandon earlier, like him saying that it was in liquid, like the crate was in liquid. I was just thinking to myself, like, did I say it was in liquid? Like, did I fuck up? I don't know if I did something.
I wasn't sure either. I wasn't sure if it was just the icon or if it was the whole box.
Yeah, see, I gotta work on that a little bit.
I mean, there's only one thing I know that you did a slip up with explaining things, and that was saying what I was for a second.
Oh yeah,
He did?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I did. I literally I said it.
I'm gonna have to go watch it.
I said it out loud.
Now you're gonna have to forbid us from
when I
all
said
watching
it, I kept going too, and I was like, okay, like nobody noticed. Like I was looking at Jerry when I was talking, and Jerry was just like, yeah, okay, all right. Yeah.
We were just zoned in.
Yeah, it was. I think it was just the three of you, right?
Yeah.
It was just, yeah. It was like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Oh, that explains it.
I was like, the blah, 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 powers are doing this and abilities and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and then I saw Schaub like this.
Okay.
He was like,
he's like, keep going, keep going.
He didn't like jump up or move or like, oh fuck. He was just like, what?
So I can't react because I would.
Yeah.
React harder.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
There goes all that planning.
Just like
kill him off, Billy.
Their folder stood up and fucking slammed the door. And they're just like, why did he do that?
Oh god.
Yeah. Holy shit.
That's funny.
once everybody has like more of a grasp on it too, it'll be really cool. Like when they understand the class a lot more. It's like when we actually get to like share it, like when Schaub gets to like share it and put it in the little like resources thing or whatever it is with all the classes. I think everyone's gonna look at it and go like, holy shit, this is like really sweet, man.
Yeah.
This is some unique shit.
I'm looking forward to it.
And I feel like actually the more that you like talk to me like very ominously amongst everyone, the more everyone gets confused. Like today we're like, I'm gonna change some of these out. And I was like, okay, yeah, like let me look at them. And then I saw Jared like,
what the fuck do they have going on there?
Yeah, and he's like, fucking change what? What?
Yeah.
It's great. It's fucking it's gold.
Yeah. I like the mystery.
Can't wait.
Yeah, me either.
It's all up here.
Yeah.
It's all came from,
Mm-hmm.
mostly. You helped out too.
Yeah. No, you definitely. I just like helped with more of like, I wouldn't even say mechanic stuff. It was just like little bits of what we do with this and what we do with that.
Mm.
You did 98% of it.
Well, there's stuff I'm expecting you to add as we keep going with that special section.
Yeah.
What special section?
Confusion.
I'll just see myself out.
I'll just see myself out. I've had enough of this shit. Oh boy. Alrighty. Anything anybody wants to say before we end this?
Tune in next week.
Thanks
Yeah.
for watching.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Watch the stream.
Find
It
our
helps.
socials.
Yep. I gotta put those up too
I
soon.
don't
I
know what
think.
they are.
I want to like have it laid out in the stream where, like, you know how there's like
did
the
you?
screen.
I
above
meant to
and below?
mention it to you. Did you remove Orum's character from the combat thing
I don't
that scrolls
think I
across
did.
the screen? Because I was watching the stream and I saw it in there, and it was like, I think it was the week like right where he left that episode. I was like, oh, I gotta remind him to
Yeah,
remove
because
that.
he's not right. Okay, yeah. I'll just take it out. Him too. Like I wouldn't even care if I had to run a campaign with so many people, but it's just a matter of fitting everybody. To be honest, I just wish I could do it all.
Well, anyways.
Shit happens. Well, yeah, I was saying, but the stream though. Before you say bye.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's like the camera above and below.
Yeah.
I wanted like a little space beneath each one, and then have like a little portrait, name,
Like a
social
social kind of thing.
Yeah, essentially, in a way.
Okay.
Or even just like putting stuff up, like just in a way to where everybody could see something.
Yeah, you actually could
Ashley
do
was-
a
yeah.
quick headshot for everyone.
Yeah,
Huh.
I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
ask her to do that. Did you see some? Yeah, you saw some of the stuff she did.
Yeah, I only saw the stuff that was like the little kitty.
Yeah,
and,
okay. She had like no actual context into like
Yeah.
who you were, and
Yeah,
then when
we
she
talked
drew that,
about
I was fucking dead.
yeah, that's really good.
I was like, this is so perfect. You don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Like, wow. There's like a little fucking heart. And you're just.
Yeah.
The one she did with Skip was pretty good.
Uh-huh.
I'm like really excited to see all the ones she comes up with. The one that for Connor was pretty solid.
Uh-huh.
She actually like pretty much captured how I imagine Connor to look. I imagine Connor looks like a good
Doesn't like
chunk
reveal anything, so it doesn't really matter. That was
Oh
she
damn!
sent
Oh,
me
that's
that
cool.
for me.
Wow.
That's actually
Right there.
sick.
What the fuck?
Can I show you that?
That's
No.
wild.
Oh.
That's gnarly. She's even got like the goatee coming in good.
Mhm.
Wow.
That's sick.
I just told her to make them just a little happier, but otherwise it's good.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Well, that's Apex now.
Yeah. Yeah, she gives us all the future.
Damn, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm excited for her to like
Mm.
actually have shots for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like shit actually done up.
Mm.
And I know that she's like pretty good with all sorts of shit. So like even like you with some like fire and ice, like jumping in the air, something
That'd be sick.
gnarly. Like holy fuck. I was gonna tell her too. I was like, if you like dedicate a good amount of time and just like maybe I as well tell her like just do like individual like busts for everyone, like head portraits or something, headshots. And I'll give her like a couple of bucks to do them up for everyone.
Mm.
Just like that, because I know she's like super busy and like having to work and stuff. So maybe if she's able to like make a little cash off of it.
Yeah.
Be able to dedicate more time to it. Because I'm not expecting her to like, you're a part of the stream now, so you do this. There's always like, I fucking appreciate the hell out of you guys doing stuff like that. So, alrighty, I think that's good. It's around 11 o'clock now. I didn't even realize it.
Holy
Been here for a few hours.
Yeah.
This is as long as the stream.
Yeah, hour and a half.
All right.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half. Calm down, pal. It really doesn't feel like we've been sitting here for that long,
No,
but
not at all. I thought it was like 9 o'clock, to be honest.
Yeah. Alrighty. Like we said, thanks for watching. We appreciate the support. Follow us on Twitch. We're trying to get that affiliate status.
Twitch.
We're like halfway there.
Oh shit.
And then, yeah.
Everyone always says follow it, like just have to smash the follow button and everything, but it really does.
Yeah, it really does help. It's not.
Really
we're not
mean
just
a
saying
lot
it.
to us.
Drop
Yes.
that follow button.
And even if you don't, hit us up on our Twitter. D&D underscore Knights underscore table for the Twitter.
And especially for you, it would mean the world if people out there were enjoying the show and
It would really mean a
enjoying
lot.
our game.
Yeah, that's like the biggest reason we did this.
Mm.
Like all of us work jobs that we love and shit like that, or going to school to do something that we like, enjoy. So it's not like we're doing this because we're trying to stop what we're doing. We just do this as a kind of, I wouldn't say a hobby, but a strong passion. So all the support is very, very appreciated. Night at the Not So Round Table on Twitch, NIGHT. I spelled night right?
Yeah.
NIGHT, yeah. And then plural on YouTube, Nights at the Not So Round Table. Just follow, subscribe, like. Any support is appreciated, even if it's feedback or comments or just talking, discussion. You want to know about some of the home brews or you just want to say hi. Doesn't matter to us. We'll see you later. Thanks for tuning in. Take it easy.